Hi there, Jeff here. If you heard our special episode, then you know we've recently started a new podcast called Essential English Expressions. Each episode in the new podcast is all about one English expression. I show you exactly how to use it, and I give lots and lots of real-world examples. The entire first season is available now. That's 14 of the most common English expressions that you need to know to speak English like a native speaker. To get you excited for the new podcast, I'm publishing a sample episode here in this feed. So listen to this special episode about an English expression. If you like it, you can stream or download all 14 episodes in Season 1 by subscribing to Essential English Expressions. The link to that is in the episode description. What does it mean to make a difference? You can make a difference by doing something good. You can make a difference by doing something, normal. Get ready because you're about to learn the two different ways to use this very common expression, make a difference. Hi, I'm Jeff, and this is Essential English Expressions, where you learn step by step how to use the expressions and phrasal verbs that will make your English come alive. In this episode, you'll learn how to use the expression make a difference. Make a difference is a great way to talk about the impact you have on the world. But I'll also show you a great way to use this expression to mean that something doesn't matter at all. So keep listening, and pretty soon you'll be an expert on this essential expression, make a difference. Before we dive into the expression, I wanted to remind you that each episode of Essential English Expressions has a webpage with a transcript, translations of keywords, a quiz, and a full-speed version of this audio. There's also a practice area where you can use the expression in a sentence and get personal feedback from me. To get all that, just click the link in the show notes. Now, let's dive into today's episode. There are two ways to use make a difference. First, when an action has a positive impact on the world, and second, when an action has a noticeable effect. A positive impact on the world, or simply a noticeable effect. Those are your two ways to use make a difference. And later in this episode, we'll cover a few variations like make a real difference and make no difference. The first way to use make a difference is to say that someone or something has a positive impact on others or on the world. This is often used with people or organizations that contribute to social or charitable causes, but it doesn't have to be that way. Let's start with an easy example. A local food pantry can make a difference by providing meals to people in need. The organization has a positive impact on the world, so we say the food pantry is making a difference. A positive impact on the world means it's making the world a better place. You can say the same thing about the people who volunteer there. The volunteers who pack and serve food are making a difference by supporting their communities. This is make a difference in the charitable sense, about people doing good, people having a positive impact on the world. But even if you're not volunteering for a charity, you can still make a difference in your job. If you positively affect other people, you're making a difference. For instance, a surgeon at a hospital makes a difference by saving lives and improving health. That's easy to see. But a person who collects trash also makes a difference. That person keeps neighborhoods clean and safe. That person helps prevent disease and keep people healthy. Okay, it's not exactly the same as being a surgeon, but people in both jobs make a difference. They have a positive impact on the world. So this is make a difference in the sense of having a positive impact, a positive effect on the world. But make a difference doesn't always mean having a positive effect. We can also use this expression if something has a noticeable effect, big, small, good, or neutral. We usually don't say make a difference with something bad, but with this definition, what's important is not that the change is good. What's important is that you notice the change. You notice that something is different or that something has happened. Imagine the owner of a business wants to save money on utility bills. The business has a warehouse and the lights are on for most of the day. The parking lot lights are on all night long for safety. The business owner might decide to switch all the light bulbs to LED bulbs, energy-efficient light bulbs, as the old ones burn out. Now what happens? The business owner notices the electric bills are lower after replacing some of the light bulbs. The action had an impact. So we can say installing LED bulbs made a difference. It had an effect. You can see it. It's noticeable. Yes, it's good, but in this case, the important thing is that it had some kind of effect. The new bulbs made a difference. You can see the effect in the electric bills. Imagine you have a friend who has been feeling a little sluggish lately. She wants to boost her energy levels, so she makes a change to her diet. She used to have a muffin for breakfast, but now she has a green smoothie in the morning. After a few weeks, she notices she has more energy and feels more alert. The change to her diet has made a difference. She has noticed a change. It's a good change, but the important thing is the change was noticeable. Her new breakfast made a difference. So now that you know all about how to use make a difference, let's talk about some common variations to this expression. And we'll start with make a real difference. You would say make a real difference if you want to say that an action has a strong positive impact. It's very good, very positive, very good for the world. For instance, if someone volunteers regularly at an animal shelter, you might say, his dedication makes a real difference in the lives of the animals. This emphasizes that his work produced a meaningful, lasting effect in the world. You can also say his efforts make a big difference. You can step things up too and say something had a fundamental or very, very big impact. And for that, you can say, make all the difference in the world. If you say this, you're saying that one action or choice or person has had a huge positive impact. Picture a student who is struggling in school. Imagine that a teacher spends extra time helping her. The student might later say, "The teacher's support made all the difference in the world." This means the teacher's help turned things around for her in a powerful way. The teacher's help had a very, very big positive effect on this student. Or imagine you're having trouble sleeping because of noise from the street, but then you get soundproofing in your house so your bedroom is gloriously quiet at night. Now you sleep like a baby. You can say, "The soundproofing made all the difference in the world. It had a huge impact." Now here's the opposite. You can say something makes no difference or does not make a difference. If you say this, you mean that something doesn't have any effect on the world. Do you use delivery apps? Where you live, there might be 2 or 3 different apps that all have the same restaurants, the same fees, and probably the same delivery drivers. So does it matter which one you use? I can order from Rappi or Uber Eats. It makes no difference which one I choose. That means my choice doesn't matter. Pick Rappi, pick Uber Eats. It doesn't matter. It makes no difference which one I choose. They are pretty much the same. You can also say something makes absolutely no difference, or that it makes no difference whatsoever. This is a way of making your statement stronger. Should you buy your movie tickets online or at the theater? If it's not a popular movie, it makes absolutely no difference. There won't be many people there. You'll get the seats you want if you buy them online or if you buy them at the theater. It makes no difference whatsoever. Now, finally, you can say something won't make much difference if an action will have only a small impact. If you're preparing a recipe and it calls for whole milk, but you only have low-fat milk available, you might say, "Using low-fat milk instead of whole milk won't make much difference." That means, sure, maybe the change will have some effect, but it won't have a big effect on the recipe. It won't make much difference. So now you're ready to use make a difference with confidence. Remember, make a difference can mean to have a positive impact, especially in charitable or social causes, or it can simply mean to have a noticeable effect. There are also some useful variations, like make a real difference to highlight a meaningful impact, and make no difference or won't make much difference to show when something has little or no effect. I hope this podcast is making a difference in your English. If it is, then I'd like to ask you for a favor. If you listen to a lot of podcasts, then you know what's coming. I'd like to ask you to leave a rating and a review in your podcast app. Wherever you're listening right now, just open the app and click a star rating. If your app lets you leave comments, write what you really think about the podcast. Now listen, this really does make a difference. Spotify, Apple, Pocket Casts, all the podcast apps make recommendations, and reviews tell the apps to recommend us to other English learners. So leave a rating, write a review in English or in your native language, and that will make all the difference in the world for me. That brings us to the end of this episode. Keep up the great work in English. So what did you think? If you liked the episode, there are 13 more just like it waiting for you to enjoy right now. They're all in a new podcast called Essential English Expressions. Before you forget, take a moment to subscribe to that new podcast now. Search your podcast player for Essential English Expressions or click the link in the description of this episode. You'll be glad you did.